Hi everybody, this is your friend Daniel Hutchins. We're back again for another late night video. Yes, another late night video. Today, late night videos is gonna go a little bit later than 2 p.m. Or 2 a.m. should I say, sorry. Yeah, so we're just gonna chill. As you see, I'm shirtless. Again, this is because this is adult content. This is adult content. Okay. So you want to know more about the comic book universe? Well, you came to the right place. Because first I'm going to update you guys on the Arrowverse. Yes, the Arrowverse. Yeah, the Arrowverse 2022 shows renewed and canceled. Updates reported. Okay, you want to know which Arrowverse 2022 shows are going to get renewed and which one's going to get canceled? Well, I can tell you. Okay, so according to some new reports that are emerging about what Arrowverse shows are getting renewed and which ones are getting canceled. Okay, you want to know? I can tell you. New reports are emerging that the Arrowverse shows are likely to be renewed, and some that are going to get canceled around this time of the year. CW has usually revealed their shows returning for following TV seasons. The network has tended to also hand out renewals in the last few years, as early as the new year. But in turn, the early green light has allowed the writers to start planning out their ideas for their next season. However, 2022 has been a different story due to the COVID-19. And also, because the CW currently being up for sale, the network future is up in the air. So it is delayed and renewed the cancellation process of all their shows. Okay. The Arrowverse has been a flagship franchise for the CW since the Arrow series began in 2012. The success of the Green Arrow has paved the way for spin-offs like The Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, Batwoman, Black Lightning, and Superman Lois to come to life for the first time. Okay, so for the first time in a long time, none of their current shows have been renewed. Again, we know Batwoman Season 3 and Legends of Tomorrow Season 7 having finished their run this week. There is the first time one or more DC dramas have ended their late season without knowing when they'll come back. Now, depending on how the CW sales go, the Arrowverse future is certain, or should I say uncertain. It is uncertain at this moment. Okay, so the Arrowverse just made a perfect DC Extended Universe movie, even more unlikely. But we're not talking about that, we're talking about something else. However, new reports, according to, have indicated the Arrowverse shows are getting renewed and which ones are getting axed. Now in THR, their TV scorecard 2022, they listed what the likeliest scenario was for various shows and multiple networks. Now for the Arrowverse, there are a few positives, but also some unfortunate predictions for DC. Yes, now according to THR, again, The Flash Season 9 is considered a lock, but the report noted that the end is near for that series. Superman and Lois Season 3 is also set to take flight. With a newcomer, Naomi could also go either way. Legends of Tomorrow and Batwoman, or by THR, The Bubble, meaning cancellation, could be coming their way. Stargirl Season 3 has yet to premiere. There's no way yet to tell if a fourth season is even happening. We don't know. Okay, so what's likely to stand out is the most departed Flash Season 9. Grant Gustin, The Flash, has reported in January to be finalizing a new deal for another year. Okay, having status the show's end is approaching could mean there's two things. CW's prepping the Flash Season 9 to be the final season, or they're accessing during a run of the 10th season is also viable. That's also probably the most concerning aspect, as Batwoman and Legends of Tomorrow potential or cancellation. Even though Batwoman Season 3 ended with a mystery villain, we know Legends of Tomorrow Season 7 ended on a massive cliffhanger as the heroes were arrested, including a newly arrived Booster Gold. Okay, CW has their upfront presentation set for May the 19th. Final decision will be revealed there, if not a few weeks earlier. Again, usually even considered a bubble show, the CW has been good with at least giving those one final season. It gets the creators to do a proper wrap-up. However, the sales situation could always prevent the CW feature in a flux. Now, if Batwoman and the Legends of Tomorrow don't make the cut, it could likely be the CW's making room for Gotham Knights, which also recently scored a pilot earlier. Now, hopefully the CW will reveal the Arrowverse plan for 2022 and 2023 sooner rather than later. We don't know. Okay, everyone. So, let me know your thoughts about the future of the Arrowverse, because I figured I'd fill you guys in on what's going on with the CW and their deal with this Arrowverse. Okay, we're going to talk about another one. Okay, we're going to be talking about something else. Okay. Okay. Okay, you want to know more about someone else? Okay, DC's weirder Deadpool had actually came almost a decade before Marvel's. Okay, despite often being thought as the DC version of Deadpool, a character we know, Ambush Bug, has actually predated the Mark of the Mouth by nearly 10 years. Okay, while Deadpool has often held the pinnacle of a wisecracking fourth wall breaking anti-hero, the lesser known character by DC Comics, Ambush Bug, has actually made his debut almost a decade before the Mark of the Mouth. Much like Wade Wilson, Ambush Bug initially appeared as a villain, before ultimately deciding to become a hero for no clear reason. Unlike the massive popular Deadpool, he never really took off from comic book fans. Ambush Bug is an alias of Erland Shrub, though either it's not his real name or it's up in the air. He was created by Keith Giffen and Paul Kupperberg. He made his first appearance in DC Comics Presents number 52 in 1982, so you know it makes sense. Schwab has also suffered from a myriad of mental problems that makes him difficult to comprehend reality, to discern the worlds around him. As a direct result of this, he has cosmic awareness and knows what he has in a comic book. To top that off, his green skin-tight suit grants him teleportation and invulnerability. Okay, Deadpool may also be more famous and beloved by fans, especially since his title films in 2016 and his 2018 sequel. But he didn't appear in the comics until after 9 years after the Ambush Bug. So Wade Wilson made his debut in 1991, The New Mutants 98 by Rob Liefeld and Fabian Nicieza. But he originally started off as a serious bounty hunter and a mercenary. It wasn't until his ongoing title in 1997 by Joe Kelly that he would become more of a satire of an anti-hero trope, which became popular in the comics in the 1990s. Over the years, he grew in popularity, losing his satirical elements and becoming more like a straight-up comedy character. Ambush Bug got banished to the depths of comic obscurity. Although he came first, Ambush Bug was never really given the chance to shine by DC Comics. Outside the self-titled miniseries of 1985 and a sequel, Son of Ambush Bug, in 1986, Ambush Bug was mostly relegated to cameo appearances in the 80s and has ensuing decades. It's possible that he was ahead of his time, and the comic readers found him to be too weird or goofy. But on the other hand, Marvel gave Deadpool the chance to grow a fan base, finding more success pairing him with straight-laced characters like Cable, Captain America, or Thor. These odd couple team-ups allowed Wade to bounce off on someone while making it more digestible for the readers. Straightforward humanoid design also fits with the time period he came from, whereas Ambush Bug sticks out like a sore thumb. Okay, so the relatively obscurity of Ambush Bug has garnered him as a cult following, but in recent years he's appeared as a member of the Doom Patrol and the Suicide Squad. He also hosted a comic series, Let Them Live, unpublished tales of the DC Vault. Now, again, if DC Comics gave him a chance to flourish in the 1980s, he might have risen to a more higher popularity. But for now, he's stuck in the shadows of Deadpool, even though Ambush Bug had came first. Okay, so let me know your thought about Ambush Bug, if you remember him from the 80s. If you don't, that's okay, I just told you. So, again, I'm going to tell you one more thing, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Okay. We're looking. There's a lot of new stuff, guys. There's a lot of new stuff. Okay. So now we want to know more about Daredevil. You want to know more about Daredevil? So Charlie Cox knows what Daredevil comic he wants to do next. Okay, so Charlie Cox knows what Daredevil story they want to do next. Okay, so he reveals Daredevil comic book storyline he wants to adapt for his next solo project and how it could help tonal his transition. Okay, everybody, Charlie Cox reveals he knows Daredevil comic book storyline he wants to adapt for his next project, his solo project, how it would help him tonal transition. Developed by Drew Goddard, Netflix's Daredevil marked the second major adaptation for Stan Lee and Bill Everett's blind superhero, following after the Ben Affleck starring 2003 movie. Though it's set within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the series has chronicled Matt Murdock's evolution from a blind lawyer to the day he has a hard-hitting vigilante Daredevil at night. Now again, the efforts are put into a deep web of corruption in Hell's Kitchen. Running for 3 seasons on Netflix, the Daredevil series and Cox's lead performance second some score rave reviews from critics and audiences alike. Now, despite the show's popularity, it was canceled after season 3 as Marvel TV was folded into Marvel Studios and Netflix had the deal with the studio expire, but also effectively ended Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Punisher, Iron Fist, and leaving all their MCU future in the air. Now we know Cox did return for No Way Home. He also teased plans of an incarnation of his character. He's opened up some ideas on where he can land next. Again, Daredevil Season 3 has... Now, relate this article, Daredevil Season 4 now has no obstacles left. How will Marvel make it? We're not talking about that, we're talking about something else. So in recent interviews with comicbook.com, Charlie Cox has opened up his future about Daredevil in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. When he asked the potential tonal shift from a mature audience to a lighter MCU, the star has expressed his confidence in Marvel Studios handling this jump, revealed the comic storyline he wanted. Next, they could adapt the transition. You could see what he said. My feeling is that the comics work best. My feeling is that the comics work best. The Daredevil comics for me are more exciting, readable, relatable, and lives in a darker space. Having said this, And obviously, I'm thinking like Bendis Maliv is probably the best example of that. Again, having said this, this was actually when this was news. I was texting some of my friends on the show, and the text who wrote said Born Again. But having said that, Born Again is kind of a PG comic. Same world as Bendis and Malief stuff. It's not too dark, but it's one of the greats. It absolutely can work, but I guess what you can't deny is Daredevil is never going to be used to work as well as the PG world, as Spider-Man did. But do you know what I mean? That's the part. But again, we think this age of the character, the Christian guilt, and his history with women and stuff, it's a little bit more mature than it has to be. Okay. Alright. I'm just moving a little bit. I'm probably going to get some juice. My mouth is dry. But written by Frank Miller and drawn by David Michelinie, the Born Again Daredevil comic storyline first launched in 1986. It explored the titular vigilante's descent to insanity after Kingpin has learned his true identity. He begins upending his life and information. The storyline has been largely considered to be one of the best of Daredevil mythos, and was a key influence at the start of the modern age. Therefore, that was probably one of the reasons why it would be a good part for Daredevil for his next project, for his resurrection in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Instead, the original Daredevil movie hoped to use Born Again storyline and scrapped sequel, while the fringe writers and director also failed to have a comic storyline that had elements featured from the Netflix show, their Season 2 and their Season 3. Namely, because of finding out about Kingpin, learning about Matt's double identity, his survival of multiple assassins, and his assassination attempt, and Kingpin's public disgracing. Charlie Cox, and again, has noticed that exact future of Daredevil in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is largely unknown. His confirmation of more to come is his new home in Disney Plus does have to learn as a proper adaptation down the road. Okay, everyone. So that's what's going on with Daredevil. But as you probably noticed, I'm just kind of thirsty, so you probably noticed that I was kind of dragging on a little bit. So again, I don't think I can read any more articles right now, at least, because I need to get something to drink. So I'll check in with you guys later. Make sure you hit a thumbs up on the video if you like. And you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. You have a nice day. Bye.